Nobody would have thought that I would be the one. Rhyner, sports talk. Baseball, 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 baseball.
Oh, with the big mic. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Okay, now I get it.
We got a lightning strike, boys. What happened over there, Grego? We had a little lightning strike right outside the window.
The Texas Rangers win the World Series.
All right. Here's a tip for all these Americano League teams.
Wait, you said tip?
Yeah, tip.
Okay.
With a P.
Keep jamming.
The ticket, colon, nothing but a big Gen X jerk-off session.
This is a cool night or what? Although somebody would hear that and go, bullshit.
I'm back, bitches.
Oh, we're on.
And we're on.
Oh.
Woo. Yes. We are on. We are live at 5, man. And if you were by the channel out there, then cool. It is the 29th of September. This is your Dark Companion. I would be Mike Rhyner. We are here inside the nurturing biosphere of the mothership, where everything's nice and comfy and warm and nobody's real itchy or anything like that, we don't think.
It's actually kind of cold in here today.
It actually is kind of cold in here today.
I like it.
I like it too. This is episode number 158 that we're doing today. And we have in here with us Josh David Jordan. Josh David Jordan is an actor. Okay? Leave me alone. I'm an actor. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It feels great in here, by the way.
See?
I was just going to say, like, sometimes it's a little too warm and you get nervous, and this is great.
Yeah, you're not going to be pitting out or anything like that.
No.
We got you.
Yeah. I'm more of a lower back sweat, but it's okay.
How's the vibe?
The vibe's great. Mm-hmm. The vibe is fantastic in here. Yeah, I feel at home.
Yeah.
Good.
It's the mothership. I should.
I got to say, though,
Mothership.
Shoopy, you know who the vibes are not immaculate for, though?
Who's that?
Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban.
Oh.
They've separated.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that love doesn't last forever?
Apparently not for them.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Do you have the vapors now?
I thought if anybody would stay together and make it, that was them. But no!
Love isn't real. Just like birds.
You don't think birds are real?
There's a whole internet conspiracy that birds aren't real.
Oh.
That they're all actually just
they're it.
drones that the government sends to track people.
I think I saw something about this.
My car says otherwise. But
Yeah. Our yard says otherwise. All I know is we got a couple of big feeders back there, and they empty out pretty quick. So
yeah.
Something's going on. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, I'm a little bit, I feel energized now, but I just got back from San Antonio. I've been going nonstop, and it's about to be, the world premiere of my new film. And it's one of those things, like, it's so much freaking work, and then you get to the fun part and you're just exhausted.
Yeah, because of all the work.
Because of all the work.
They don't tell you about the work.
No. It's all red carpets and flashing cameras, and I haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, it
and
looks
I feel
like so much fun and everything.
Yeah.
But then, no, there's all this work.
Oh,
It goes with it.
so I've been doing that, and so yeah. But I feel good. I'm in my hometown. You know, I'm back. So
Now, how many films have you made and been part of?
okay, so I've made on my own, as in like writing and directing too. I've been in several films as an actor. I did some TV shows and such, but just like overall 2 feature films on my own, written and directed. But my first film was in 1998. Was the film called The Prodigy. Mm-hmm. No one's ever seen it or heard of it.
Sorry.
It's you can buy the DVD for $1.
I know I said, I wasn't trying to make it like, I have.
Conversational.
Yeah. So yeah.
And this one that you got now.
Yep.
What's the story there? Is that This World Won't Break?
No, this one's El Tonto Porcristo. This is
Screw me.
It's okay. It's okay. Because here's the deal. It's not out yet. So you wouldn't know.
There we go. Okay. El Tonto Porcristo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Is this Tonto for Christ or what?
Yeah. It is. There we go. Yeah. And Tonto
really
is
good
fool.
translating.
So, yeah. It's the fool for Christ. And so it's based on Orthodox tales, Orthodox Christians. A lot of people are like, what is that, right? People say like Jewish. I mean, no, it's Orthodox Christian, like Russian or Greek. It's the oldest part of Christianity before the Great Schism happened and the Catholic Church broke off. So I've been Orthodox for about 11 years, me and my family. And I was really trying to create some other films, some other Texas tales. And when you go inside an Orthodox church, there's just iconography everywhere. Yeah. And you just start thinking of things. And my mind wanders. I mean, that's just what it does.
Hello.
And so I had to tell this story. It was there's never been one in America made about Orthodoxy in America. So I thought, let's go. Let's do it.
This does seem like a rather unusual and perhaps even isolated topic for somebody to get into. Was there any one particular thing or one particular incident or happening or anything that drove you toward this?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was reading all these crazy stories about these desert fathers and these holy fools, and they're bizarre. They're wild stories. Like, I grew up evangelical. My dad was an evangelical a preacher, traveling evangelist, and things were always, pretty boxed in. You had a tie, and everything was pretty buttoned up.
Yeah.
And I'm reading these stories, and these are dudes that are getting drunk, living in trees.
Cool.
And I'm like, I want to see that movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm Passion of the Christ is great, but let's.
Mixed with George of the Jungle, apparently.
Yeah, and I have a small person in my film. It's after St. John the Dwarf. It's a story from 300 something BC. Actually, speaking of BC around here, it's before Christ and before COVID, both of those. And I was like, where are these stories at? Let's start telling these stories. And so that was the catalyst for doing that, kind of being a front runner and making new cinema that no one's ever seen before.
I'm reading some of the notes, looking over some of the notes here.
Oh no!
And this, this sounds rather deep and rather dense, shall we say?
For sure. And if you know me, you wouldn't think that would come from me. It really is very. It's deep thinking and it's very spiritual. But I think it was more like I was just sort of the vessel. Like, I was reading all this material. You know how you just read stories and stories, and you just want to get it out. You want to gossip about it and tell it about it. So that's really. I'm not really. I'm not. I don't have a master's in anything. I didn't go to school for deep thinking, but. After reading all the books and stuff, I just wanted to. I saw it cinematically, is what it was. I saw the story. I saw it, and so I was like, if I can see it, I can tell it. I got a good group around here in Dallas, Texas, and we're able to do that.
Who were, I guess, if you got an idea like this? I mean, this is a rather deep, almost abstract concept that you're working with here.
For sure.
And I'm probably using wrong words there. Don't hold that.
I love them.
But when you've got something like that, where do you go with it? Who do you start talking to about it?
Yeah. I think probably the first is my wife and my kids. So my kids, they're not kids anymore. They're young men. They're 21 and 24. They went to Booker T. Washington. They've made their own movies. They do their own thing. Like, I'm still like dad. And I was just telling them the story, and they were like, oh, we see it. We like it. We see this. And then I start I write for people, as in like the actors. And I just call and ask if they're available. It's I learned that from Matthew Posey, who's the lead in this film, but he's also he was in No Country for Old Men. He was in True Stories. He's the Ochre House Theater creative director, and I've been there for 15 years. And Matt doesn't have auditions. He just calls you up and he says, "Hey, what are you doing next Tuesday? We're gonna be doing a play, and I got this character I'm writing for you." And so I called Matthew Posey. He plays the lead, Father John. I called Max Hartman. I said, hey, there's this pompous bishop. I think you'd be perfect, Max.
I think he'd be perfect for that, too.
Yeah.
He is a veteran of that chair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I've known Max for a really long time. We've never actually worked together. And so it was really cool to write something for Max. I would get John Pedigo involved about sound design and recording. And
what does he know, though?
What does this guy know? And
the more I'm hear of that guy, and the more I get to know that guy, I think he knows everything about everything.
Pedigo?
Yeah.
I think so, too. I don't think there's nothing he can't at least play or strum or something.
I mean,
he figures it out.
If he can't play it, he'll record it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll get somebody to play it.
Anyway, this seems like like I say, a really deep topic. I mean, was there something in your youth that sent you down this road, or?
Yeah, I mean, it was the exact opposite. I didn't grow up Orthodox. I didn't grow up Catholic. I grew up evangelical. My dad was a traveling evangelist. He still is. And it's the only world that I knew. I didn't go to a real school. I was born in the Boot Hill in Missouri, and I feel like we packed up our station wagon, and I went to everyone's summer camps.
Yeah.
My dad performed. He preached, was a performance as well. We would go in the backwoods of Mississippi to white tent revivals. I wore a 3-piece suit. There was this lady, her name was Geraldine, and she looked just like Loretta Lynn, and she had this puppet named Ricky. It was a wooden puppet, and she had this long dress, and she would go up in the middle. Then my dad would come in and bring the house down. And we'd pass the offering plates around, and then we would go to a motel. And if you're a kid, man, a motel was the coolest thing back then.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad would be counting money on the bed. I'd be doing cannonballs in the pool. My brother's watching cable TV. We're getting stuff from the vending machine and ice machine. I was like, well, we've made it.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's next? And that went on forever.
I had an aunt who ran a motel once in Santa Fe, and I just loved going out there to stay a few days with her, and see what was going on at the motel, although I never could understand why guys would bring girls into a room that'd stay about an hour and then leave again.
Yeah, that's a waste of money right there.
I never could understand that. I thought this was like supposed to be a place where you're doing a cross country trip or something.
Yeah, you put your feet
stop
up
for the night.
Yeah,
but that wasn't the way it was back there.
I bet she has stories.
Oh, I bet.
Golly, she could write a movie.
I'll bet she did too.
Didn't you meet Elvis at a motel?
Did I meet Elvis?
Yeah.
At a motel?
Didn't you?
That was at a hotel.
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
wasn't a motel. That was
It's a step up.
That is a step up. I understand.
Elvis didn't do motels, Shoopy.
Okay.
I mean, when I ran into him, he was actually as big as he ever got.
Oh,
which was massive, and he was also really, really loaded and really, really out of shape.
Was he gray?
No,
Okay.
no. Whoever is on the dye beat for him was really doing their job.
Well, I mean, his skin color. Remember his skin turned kind of gray?
I don't know. I didn't get that good a look at him.
Okay.
I mean, I just knew that all of a sudden Elvis was standing like 4 feet away from me, and I was like, wow.
Didn't you have like a bucket of ice and
I
you
did
dropped
have a
it?
bucket of ice, and I threw it up in the air.
He said something like, "You're Elvis." Or,
No, the words were, "My God, Elvis Presley."
yeah. And what did he say?
He
Thank you
was
very
walking
much.
he was walking up the stairs at the time, and he kind of turned and said, "Hi."
That's a story.
Yeah, that's my story. That's my Elvis story. But you know what? We're not here to talk about that.
I'm sorry.
We're here to talk to Josh about his story. Now, I mentioned at the start of this thing, I got a little off track and mentioned another film of yours.
Oh, yeah.
This World Won't Break.
This World Won't Break.
Was that the first one that you did?
Yeah, that was my very first full-length feature film that everybody said I was crazy for trying to make a film. And like you had asked, you said, how did El Tonto Porcristo come about? It's really my wife. We'd be watching or trying to watch a movie, it's date night or whatever. And we spent about an hour and a half of me watching trailers, basically. And she's like, just pick some. What are you trying to find? And so one night she's like, what are you trying to find? I was like, well, there's Crazy Hard about the guy who's made it, and then it's The Fall from Grace, or it's Country Strong about the young kid. I said, is there not a movie about a guy who doesn't make it and he turns 40 and he says, well, what do I do now? I put all this on the line and I haven't made it. And what does he do? She says, well, maybe you should make it. And I said, all right. And so I made it. I made that film, and it starred Greg Schrader, who's a local musician who I think is one of the best folk country singers. He just has something, man. When he plays, you could hear a pin drop in the room. And it was Dallas before everything really went away. Like, I filmed in Doug's Gym. I filmed all over Deep Ellum. I mean, when people watch it now, they're like, how did you afford to film this? Because everything was the production value is so cool in the movie. And it's a love letter to Dallas, Texas. And I just got everybody around me, Tim DeLauder was in the movie, and just anybody who was next to me was in that film. And at the time, it was always a love letter to Dallas. It's a strange city because, it's home to me. I wasn't born here, but it's always been my boys' home. I traveled so much growing up and didn't have a home, and my boys have only lived here. They went to Booker T and they got their Eagle Scout, and this is home for them. They've never known anything else, and it was a love letter. It's hard to get this city sometimes. For me, I guess, it's hard to get this city's attention sometimes and, get a little bit of love back. It's a transient city. And so it was more me like, nudging Dallas a little bit to say, hey, I'm here. I'm still here.
And you were born here and everything?
Well, no, but I was born in the Boot Hill, Missouri. My dad came here when I was about 13 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. It's when the grand tour ended, the leg of the revival. We ended up here, and there was a lot of scandal happening at this Baptist church in Dallas, and my dad was a temporary preacher, and we ended up staying.
All right.
Yeah.
You've been here ever since?
I've been here ever since.
Did you go to school here? Or
You know what I did? I went to, it was brand new. It was called Naaman Forest High School. It still is called that, but it was brand new. And they had this brand new theater, right? And it was my dream to, be a part of a theater group. And so I did that, and then my junior and senior year, I actually got a basketball scholarship and went to Garland Christian Academy, and I played basketball at Garland Christian Academy. We won state that year, not because of me, but
You still have a ring?
Yeah,
Nice.
I did. Yeah,
you haven't had to pawn it or anything like that?
not yet. I don't think it's much worth on the black market out there. The GCA ring.
Yeah, it's not a hot item.
It's probably nothing's real in that, I'm pretty sure.
So that movie came out in 2019.
It did. It came out in 2019, and we got into 14 festivals, and we won 16 awards. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just giving history here, y'all.
No, that's what we want.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Glasgow Film Festival. It was a big hit, and I thought, here we go. You know, this is it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm heading to South by Southwest after this. And, you know, this is it. I've made it. And we're on the airplane. We all get a text. It says, South by Southwest may cancel. I was like, what? And then sure enough, we landed and they're doing the thermometer to our foreheads. Get another email, South by Southwest is closed. And they were one of the first ones to really stick their necks out there, and just in general. They kind of like called that, and after that, festival after festival after festival closed. Wow. And I was like, of course, you know, that's my luck. That's what I always think, it's my luck. You know, my first movie. But what happened was this, which is crazy, is everyone was stuck at home. So everyone was binging, right? Yeah. And the world wasn't prepared for that. And so they had run through most things. So distribution companies started reaching out to us. And there was almost a little bit of a battle of trying to get our film. And so in the midst of all this darkness and these black clouds, we were able to get our film out there. And then I thought, well, are drive-in theaters closed? And they weren't. And so I put our film, so we actually did have a theatrical release. It was in drive-in theaters. And so it was kind of a different, kind of cool. It was different. It was new. It was kind of the wild, wild west of doing stuff. And I've kind of held on to that, you know, that idea of doing stuff like the wild, wild west around here, which is like just, you know, march to the beat of your own drum.
That's what you do when you're getting nowhere.
Exactly.
You make it up as you go along. When things shut down around you, you got to figure something out. So, you know, it's one of those situations where you just do what you got to do, and you make it up as you go.
Yeah, out of necessity, but also like I got nothing else to lose.
Yeah, yeah. Man, that's an extraordinary story.
I was like, you know, if no one's watching my movie anyway, if I get one or two cars in there, even if they're making out the whole time, at least I got a couple people watching my movie. It's got a good soundtrack to it.
Yeah, got the price of admission.
Yeah, you got a little gate going, so.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Tim DeLauder.
Yeah.
He is a very well-known musician around here. I don't know him very well, but I really admire the guy.
Yeah.
With what he's done with a polyphonic spree, and just the way he sees the world around him, the way he goes about his business, and the way he's kind of out there on a trip by himself, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's always been a mentor. You know, we've been family / like friends. You know, I would spend a lot of time, because I didn't have family here in Dallas. My mom and dad moved back to Missouri, and I was just here. So I would spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with the DeLauder family, and he looks at the world in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're around somebody like that for a long period of time, and they also believe in you, and you're just in their world, it really does rub off. And, you know, I mean, he took 30 people around the world, you know, on a tour, and to be able, it's hard enough, you guys, you know, it's hard enough just to go to a local gig and play a show with all your gear.
Tell me about it.
You know, they're traveling, they're going to Australia, you know. And
I mean, I can't imagine what it must take for an undertaking such as that is very, very people intensive.
Oh.
And this doesn't even start to take into account gear and everything, the logistics and everything else that goes with it.
People that have warrants that you're trying to get across to Canada, you know, that was the thing is, you know, Chris Penn, you know, God rest Chris Penn's soul. And he passed away recently. And
we miss him.
I do too. That's you know, it was really tough with this movie. I'm putting this new film. It's coming out in double vinyl. So it's a double vinyl record, sound, and score. And Chris really helped me do that. And it's just part of that. It's like the Tim DeLauder thing. And they just really push the envelope. And it's sort of like building the airplane on the way down. You know, they really taught me that you'll figure it out, you know. But we'd be crossing into Canada, and he'd be like, one more chance. Does anybody have a warrant? Does anybody have any weed in their pockets? You know, like you got to make sure because Canada doesn't play around when you go over there. So like, I mean,
do they have anything that might
Yes.
get you stopped?
Yes,
Has
anything.
anyone gotten stopped?
No, we've just had to
Nice.
like lose merchandise just because like, you know, they're strict on that kind of stuff, just, you know, tax stuff. And you have to account for everything. So yeah, I mean, it's wild. I mean, I want to tell a quick story about the Polyphonic Spree, Australia, and then my son, full circle. So I take my son to the This World Won't Break premiere in Australia. He co-edited my film. And we had landed. It had been a long day. It's a 24-hour turnaround. You don't even know what time it is. And we had gone to the premiere, and a couple said, "We'll bring you guys back to the place you're staying. Y'all can't go to the after party. He's wiped out." I said, "All right." And Julian's in the back seat. He's snoring. And we're driving, and this guy was like, "Too bad you're not here." This is a horrible accent, by the way.
Keep going.
He's like, "Too bad you're not here for Splendor in the Grass, mate." And I was like, "Splendor in the Grass?" I was like, that sounds so familiar to me. And I couldn't think of it, And he's like, "Mate, 1 year, legend goes, Splendor in the Grass. It's 2005. It's raining, it's pouring. Everybody's miserable. This band comes out. They start singing about the sun, mate. They're all dressed in white robes. The sun comes out. Sun. And the place goes nuts, and they play Nirvana's Lithium. And my son wakes up and he goes, "It's the Polyphonic Spree. My mom's in that band." And he goes back to bed. And both people like turn around and look at me like, what in the world? And we're in the middle of nowhere, like kangaroos, And my son, it's just his life. You know what I mean? That's wild.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So how many premieres have you been to?
Premieres. That's a good question. I guess I've been to 3 or 4, maybe. Just films I've been in.
In the minds of a guy like, say, me, the premiere is the premiere, and there's only one.
Yeah.
But that's not the way it is in your world, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you'll have like the world premiere is going to be here in Dallas, and then we're going to do a European premiere that'll be in Romania. And so we live in that day and age where you try to milk everything, I think is what it is, really.
Sure.
But a movie premiere should just be one.
That's fair.
When it comes down to it, it should just be one.
It can only be one premiere.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start fine tuning it. Well, it's the left side of Texas premiere.
Are all the premieres like the premiere? Like, is it a big event and everything like that?
Yeah, some are. The one that we're doing will be the ones. I mean, I've gone to some in Hollywood, and you go to a premiere, and it's miserable. Like if you go and you get all dressed up and you're probably a little nervous and sweaty and the drinks aren't ready yet and you walk across the red carpet, then after you walk across, you're like, well, what do I do now?
What do
and
you
you kind of feel exposed, you know what I mean? Like, what do I do? The doors don't open for another 45 minutes and then I nervous drink. And that's not good for anybody.
No, you can't nervous drink something like that.
No, but I do.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
But for some,
and then if it's a movie, then you got to pee. Mm-hmm. And that's when I at 48 years old, if I fly on a plane, if I go see a movie, I got to sit on the aisle. Even though it's not the best seat in the house. I'm on the left or I'm on the right. I can't sit in the middle because I know I'll have to go pee.
Gotta be ready.
I feel you.
That's just me.
Yeah. That's just where you're at, man.
That's just where I'm at. You just got to face it.
Yeah.
I sit in the middle of the first aisle on the rail because I can just jump right underneath the rail and go.
That's a good one too. I do that out at North Park. Yep.
Did you have a designated seat filler at your premieres?
What was that?
Did you have a designated seat filler at the red carpet stuff?
What does that mean? Well, I missed it.
I don't know, at the award, or I guess that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
I don't know. What is it?
I don't know. I've just confused myself.
And they don't want your seat.
Yeah.
Oh, do they get
so
like
it
a
doesn't look
lookalike?
empty and all that? Yeah.
No.
Fair enough.
No. That's just too much money, probably. I don't even know what that cost.
I don't know. Probably pretty penny.
Right? Yeah.
You can. That's like a
That'd
profession.
be a good gig, though.
I'm telling you. There's people that do that apparently.
Just be a seat filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mostly for like televised
Yeah,
award
like
shows.
daytime shows and stuff like that.
Like the Oscars
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want the audience to look thin
Right.
when everybody's gone for a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
So tell me a little bit more about the process.
Yeah.
You get the idea for a film.
Yep.
You start to jot down stuff.
Yeah.
When does actual writing start? And what does actual writing look like?
Yeah. So, I mean, I start with what you have right there, that yellow notepad.
Yes.
I start most of my stuff with that. They're just ideas. And then I write them in these little moleskin books. And nowadays I do the voice memo. That way I'm doing like the inflection, the accent, Australian groups, like my Australian accents. And then I start to like have something, and then I do note cards, just the blank white note cards. And that's going to be the scene or the idea. And David Lynch said, if you have 72 of those note cards, you got a movie. And I've already done the other stuff. And so I sit down. I'm not a very good typer. I'm just not. I'm slow. So I have to have it all set up. And then I start doing the outline in Final Draft, which is the program you use. And lo and behold, it looks like a real script, you know? And
like with dialogue and everything?
With dialogue and all that, yeah. And the dialogue comes from my voice memos because it's too hard to write that down. And so I just do monologues. I just keep it going. And, you know, really, I don't do a lot of rewrites because a lot of my rewrites are in the notepads or the voice memos. When I sit down to write it, it's pretty much good to go. I mean, I may tweak a little bit here and there, but
you sit down to write and you feel like you're pretty organized and everything?
Yeah, which is, I'm not a very organized person at all.
I mean, I picture this in my mind as a guy who's going to write a film, and he has got index cards scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
He's got legal pads scattered everywhere.
Yes.
And he really has not a real good idea of what's where.
Yes.
And you managed to avoid
I
that?
don't even know where my keys are right now, to be totally honest. And that's just how, you know what's crazy is like my life has been like that, but it always, in the end, works out. You know what I'm saying? Like in the end, it always kind of, well, obviously, we're about to have a red carpet. So I'm doing something.
Yeah, you're doing, something went right.
Yeah, and I wouldn't recommend it. I think it's a horrible idea. I think there's probably an easier way to do it. But that just seems like too much. That just seems like hard work to me.
All right, this is Josh David Jordan. He has a film called El Tonto Porcristo.
That's perfect.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Gosh,
Tonto
so
for
good.
Christ.
Yes.
And it is finished.
We're locked and loaded.
Yes.
They're premiering it.
It will be upon us before we know it.
Oh, yes. Actually, a week from today.
All right.
Oh, really?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
October 6th, right?
October 6th.
I did the math.
Where will it be?
At the Historical Texas Theater.
Ah.
No better place to watch a film.
No, absolutely not.
You walk in that place, you feel like something's happened here before me, for sure.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many movies I've sat through at that place back in the day.
I actually have 2 seats when they remodeled. I have 2 original seats in my house.
Nice.
That's cool.
That Barack gave
At
me.
your dinner table?
Yeah. My TV tray.
Yeah, perfect.
There's a chance, however slight, that I sat in one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, could happen. All right, this is Josh David Jordan with us today. And we'll have more with Josh coming up. But right now, that's right. Nobody gets out of this. It is time for the dreaded and feared mid-show read.
It's just a sponsor.
Yeah, it's a glorified live spot. But today we need to address those of you who are in pain. Maybe you're hurting and you'd like to do something about it, but you've tried a lot of stuff and nothing really works for you. Well, there's a way for you to free yourself of pain and anxiety And if sleep is troubling you, sleepless nights, and there's a way for you to do it naturally. At the CBD House of Healing, this is what they do. This is what they know. This is what they're all about. And what they want to do is help you free yourself of all of those horrible conditions that I just mentioned. They only carry products from their lab made to meet the highest quality and purity standards. You can find your relief from the aches and pains, the emotional stress and drain of this world, and sleep again. Shop online at cbddallas.com or go over there and see them for yourself. They're at 8550 Plano Road, Suite 101. That is in the northeast quadrant of the bustling intersection of Plano Road and Northwest Highway. Grab a slushie there while you're at it. Slushies are fun, Shoopy.
They are.
They are. Especially there. We did the hard way. Begin your healing at the House of Healing and sleep again. And effective now, all vape products are sold online only. Go to @cbddallas.com for those. Is that it?
Yep.
Is that all we got?
Nailed it.
We survived.
All right, we did survive. We made it.
I thought you were just going for that. I didn't know you had this little thing here, but I was like, gosh, he is a steel trap.
Generally is.
No, I used to. I don't anymore.
Yeah, you should let it go.
Yeah, I'm an old guy now. That happens to you when you're an old guy.
Comes for us all.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Oh, yeah.
As a writer, I'm fascinated when I read scripts. And a very long time ago, had a friend who started screenwriting, putting together scripts for movies and for television, and he would show them to me. They are so stark.
Yeah.
There's so much. You're like, how does anybody build a film off of this?
Yeah.
How difficult is it when you're writing and directing and you're putting this whole picture together? Do you have an entire separate yellow pad, moleskin notebook, whatever, that's full of everything that goes in around that stark just scene and dialogue?
Yeah, everything is in like you said, a moleskin. I carry so many moleskins around, and I also do my own location scouting and production design. I do the costume design. I mean, when we're on set, I have people there who obviously, because I can't do everything all at once, but I mean, it's the whole film. I know what it smells like in the room, and I think you really do have to have all these things. And I think that's why sometimes there's probably really bad movies, because someone read the script and they didn't know. They didn't know the details. They didn't really know how to. And that's why there's great directors who aren't writers. They can read something. It's a whole nother world, And so, a script really is just the blueprint. It's to keep you on pace. It's to give the actors their line. And you don't want to give the actors too much, because maybe they're bringing something special. If you write too much, it could really throw everybody for a loop, I think. Yeah.
How much do actors change lines or add lines with your movies?
What's wild is on this film, 0. They didn't add anything on this. I don't think they really added much on This Roll Won't Break either.
You're too good.
I think it's one of those things of like, I write for them.
Yeah.
And so I think they feel like they're in their own shoes maybe, and they're off to the races. And, they'll always do this. Like when I had Barry Corbin on set, I said, it was the day before, and I said, he's like, you want me to improvise at all? I said, just do what you want. And so that morning he goes, hey, I'm going to read the monologue. I'm going to perform it normal. But I wrote a monologue before your monologue.
Whoa, a pre-monologue.
He wrote a pre-monologue. And it's not in the movie, not because it didn't fit. It was just the movie's already too long. And so I have it as like an extra feature for the Blu-ray.
Nice.
It's Barry Corbin giving his monologue. That guy was a trip, man. That's a hero of mine. It's Barry Corbin.
Good thing it's not Patrick Corbin.
I mean, he might still be good as an actor, but we've never seen him.
Little Ranger reference there for everybody.
Got to get one
Season's
per show.
over, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season's over.
We're mourning.
I couldn't resist. And I don't mean to denigrate the work of the great Barry Corbin.
Oh, no.
I don't think he would have taken it that way.
He is absolutely a favorite in everything I've ever seen.
And he wanted to be here tonight. He's on a new TV show that's filming. So, but he did. Him and his wife Jo sends their thanks and says thanks to you for the invite. But yeah, maybe soon I can come back like Max has so many times, and maybe I can bring Barry Corbin along with me.
Yeah.
Boy, talk about one-upping him.
Yeah.
Scoreboard.
Who'd you bring, Max? Oh, nobody? I brought Barry Corbin.
Yeah.
Maybe you've seen
Max brought beer.
Maybe you've seen films like Urban Cowboy and War Games and No Country for Old Men.
Max brought Rob from the clubhouse.
And Glitter.
Yeah.
All right, so you go to these film festivals where you are nominated for something.
Yeah.
What's that like? Do they treat you? You get any special treatment or anything like that? Or
No,
or,
I love free stuff.
Hell
I love
yeah.
swag.
Dude,
you know?
you brought us hats, and
And
I immediately
Yes,
put
he
it
did.
on.
He did.
And that's
If
what
it's free, it's me.
Yeah.
It's a nice hat, too.
And they, as a filmmaker, you're probably, if you're going to film festivals, you're probably not in Hollywood. And so, they give you free drinks. They normally get you a hotel, a motel, or whatever. Probably for me, a motel. And then there's a party. They take your picture. They interview. You feel important.
yeah.
And I think because film festivals know how freaking hard it is, man, to make a movie. It's not, I always tell people, I was like, if you're a musician, not comparing the two, but like, if you make an album, on a Friday night, you can go open up for somebody or you can play a couple of the hits. When you're a director, here's my movie.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Here's the movie, and you start it and you finish it, or.
And I'm
what?
probably not even in the
There's
room.
There's no middle ground there. Anymore.
Yeah, there's only on a premiere. That's why premieres are so important in film festivals. It's the only time you're in the room with people watching it. And, everything else, you give it to a distributor, and it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime, and you just, you can't play the hits.
So you do a lot of schmoozing in those situations?
Yeah, but it's one of those things. I think everybody smoozes, and everybody, I probably have a whole stack of business cards that I don't even know who these people are. You combine free drinks and business cards. Well, I don't know who gave me what, and but yeah, it's and you get, if you're lucky enough, you get some awards.
Are you nervous in that audience?
No, not in those, because I think it's such everyone's like-minded. Everybody, and they ask really good questions. I think in those situations,
Unlike these.
no, but you guys are interested in it, and they're interested in it, and
we see the difference between us and them is they know, we don't.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's you feel important for a day. That's all you need sometimes.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, everybody's nice to you and everything.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And you probably don't think too much about after you walk off what they're going to turn to somebody and say about you or anything, because you had a good conversation with them and all.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe you never know that, there's always that hope that maybe one of those people it's your ticket.
Yeah.
It's the person you're supposed to talk to. And that hasn't happened yet, Mike, but maybe it will one of these red carpet premieres.
Got to kiss a lot of frogs.
Yeah, a lot of frogs. A lot of frogs.
Yeah, you do have to kiss a lot of frogs. But you're doing something you love.
I love it.
You do, don't you?
It's.
This has got to be a labor of love for somebody like you.
I just don't think anybody could stand. I don't think you could do it. When I did this role on Break, the day I dropped off my final movie, the final hard drive, my wife was like, "We should go celebrate." I was like, we should. I didn't really know how to celebrate. I was just been working so hard. And we're sitting in the movie theater, and I start to see things are vignetted, and I can't really breathe very well. And the lady came by, and she's like, y'all want a margarita and some popcorn? And I said, I'm okay. And boy, my wife looked at me like, what? And I stood up, and I couldn't feel my left arm. Oh. And I was like, uh-oh, this isn't good. And I walked into the lobby, and I was on my hands and knees, and I was like trying to say ambulance to the person at the front desk. And then I remember going, oh, this is it. And it felt real peaceful. I didn't know I was having a panic attack. It's just so much. I guess from me dropping off that hard drive, I was done, right? And so my mind and body goes, we're done. And I think that kind of sums up making a movie in a way, is you just put yourself through so much just because. I say it's like this, and this may sound psychotic, but for me, it's really just kind of getting the voices out of my head and getting the story out of my head. And just because if it stays in there, I'm going to be miserable. It's a weird thing.
Is that the only time that's happened?
Almost dying? Yeah. Because now I know what it is. And
you no longer fear it anymore?
I mean, I take a lot of CBD products and other things to help out. I don't fear it. There's no more fear because I know the signs, and I know to take care of myself, a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I have to do this. I have to make movies. I love every aspect of it. I love the months and months of location scouting. I love finding the perfect ashtray. I love finding the perfect song that goes with that scene. I mean, you have to love it to watch that movie over and edit and over and over and over again.
And thank goodness you do.
Yeah.
I mean, all creatives, we all have those voices. We all have to put something out. But gosh, this world would not be the same without you.
For sure.
And all of those things that you just mentioned, I mean, all that stuff, all that detail, all those things that have to be done. I sit here and hear that, and I think, man, this just must take forever.
Forever. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely this film. We shot it here. I always say making a movie is 90% paperwork, 10% shooting the movie.
Yeah.
Because we shot for 15 days only on this film, which is not very much at all. And we shot that in 2023 of September of 2023. So it's been 2 years of grind.
Did you edit it too?
My son is the main editor, and I'm the co-editor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is an editing question because that's all I do is editing.
Yeah.
By the end of it, did you hate it?
You know what's wild is when I do music videos and stuff, like I do a lot of, like I've done all of Joshua Ray Walker's music videos. I've done some Rhett Miller's and Polyphonic Spree. And for some reason, after it's over, I kind of can't watch them anymore.
Yeah.
With this movie, I never got tired of it, which is so bizarre. This World Won't Break, I did for some wild reason. But for some reason, this one, I don't know what it is.
There's probably, I would think, though, a little bit of difference between doing a music video for somebody and, doing a movie. Because when you do a music video for something, you do it, and like you say, you give it to them, and that's that, and you really don't have to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's way more closely associated with them than it is with you.
For sure.
The film is something else.
Yeah.
The film is yours.
Yeah.
And it is yours until who knows when.
Yeah, forever. Yeah, I'm chained to it. And maybe like a music video it's just one song, and that can drive you bonkers.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how much of the song do you have to hear when you're editing like that? Like,
yes.
Are you hearing like basically sections at a time, the whole song
You're hearing seconds, frontwards and back, like sexy after sexy after dark. And you're like, if I hear that one more time, I'm going to lose it. But a movie, you can breathe because it's like peaks and valleys. It's like driving on the back roads. You're like, whoa, I forgot about that left turn.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of like refreshment to it.
A bit more ebb and flow to it.
Yeah. And you're kind of like cooking something. You don't even really know, you know what I mean? Like, well, if we add a little bit of this, what if we add a little bit of that, and you put it in the oven and let it simmer. And, you know, there was 2 things that I wrote and we shot it. I mean, it was in the movie that I thought, well, this is going to get me awards right here. This is something. This is it. This is good. And my son was like, he'd watched it and he goes, well, we got to cut 2 scenes. And there was those 2 scenes.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't think so, dude. You know, you don't know everything.
And then did he say, excuse me, you're the co-editor?
Yeah, exactly. And then my composer watched it and he goes, Josh, the movie, it's so, I feel it, but the movie stops down on these 2 scenes. And I was like, and then I got a third opinion and I was like, all right, you got to kill your darlings, man.
Oh.
But, you know, it's better off. You know, sometimes you're just too close. It's a weird thing. It's like you're too close to it, but you have to be close to it or it's not going to be yours. I don't know. It's real trippy if you really think about it.
Yeah, you have to be close to it or else it's not yours. Yet, if you get too close to it, well, that's not good either.
No.
You know?
It's like being married.
I mean,
It's children. It's having children.
Yes,
It's having to
exactly.
let them go, and somebody else is going to do things with them now.
Right, yeah.
I guess at the end of the day, there's a sweet spot in there somewhere that you try to hit, but the sweet spot is very, very small, and a lot of the time you don't even know when you hit it.
100%. Yeah. And you can't really practice for it or you just know. Yeah, it's a trip. And you gotta know when you're done. You know what I mean with the movie? You gotta know when you're done.
Yeah.
Like when's the music done? When's the final, you know, bird chirping, sound design? When is it? You could always
When
keep
do we roll
tinkering.
the credits?
And I kept and these credits, we did all kinds of crazy stuff. The credits are fun too. They're creative, and it's just like after a while, you're like, I just got to let this thing go. And then what do I do?
Do you ever get to a place where you think it might be the end, but something drives you to keep on going and take it a little bit further, or when you get to the end, do you know it?
You know what's wild is on my films that I write, I have normally 2 or 3 endings.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're all plausible. I feel like they could all work. Like in This World Won't Break, one of the ending that I wanted was, you know, he hasn't made it. Dallas doesn't think he's a good musician, and he just can't seem to get out of town and, you know, go on a tour. Well, at the very end, he gets a phone call, and his dad says, there's this little bar in Texas that wants you to play. Well, in the end of the movie, he's going up these escalators, and you start to see he's the only American. Everybody else is Japanese. And he goes and knocks on this door, and it's this little Japanese bar called the Littlest Bar in Texas. It's a real place in Tokyo. I thought that's a cool. He had to go all the way to Japan to play the Littlest Bar in Texas.
Yeah.
I like that.
And so that was an ending, and it just didn't always feel right 100%. And so the ending that I have now is the ending that I love. But I think it's good to have an alternate ending for yourself to make sure that your ending is right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's comparable to something maybe.
So how do you know when the ending's right?
I guess from watching, I watch so many movies, and I've seen so many movies that are wrong.
When you're watching a movie, do you sit there and just analyze it?
I don't. Unless, when I go back and rewatch it, then I watch it for technical reasons.
Yeah.
I just love movies so much that when I go, I just let it wash over me. And then if I love it, like a No Country for Old Men, I try to figure it out. But I don't ever go in. My son's not like that, though. It's hard for him to watch a movie because he's like, they should have cut that 5 seconds before, or like, and you know, he's like, Dad, it's so hard for me to relax and watch a movie. He's like, how do you do it? And I'm like, there's a sweet spot in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't explain what it is.
Is he following in your footsteps?
Oh, I think that he's jogging past me. He just finished his first feature film.
Whoa.
And he played it at the Texas Theater to a sold-out crowd.
Dang.
Yeah.
So you are following him.
I'm following his footsteps. You know what I mean?
What's his movie called?
It's called Real Life. Yeah. He did a great job.
All right, now, if anybody wants to watch any of these films we've talked about of yours, how would they do it?
You know, I think the best thing, because things change with distribution and stuff, like right now we've pulled This World Won't Break from everything because we're doing a remaster 4K and a new sound design, and we're doing a double vinyl record as well. And we're putting this thing on 35 millimeter. There's a company in London where you can send your 4K movie and they put it on film. And so we're going to do a 35 millimeter tour. Obviously after El Tonto Porcristo takes its toll. We're going to do This World Won't Break again. But I think there's some places out there. I'm not going to tell you which ones they are, but there's some places you can probably watch it for free. If you Google hard enough, you can see This World Won't Break. But I think if you just go to IMDb, and just type in Josh David Jordan, it's going to tell you all the music videos, all the stuff, that maybe some embarrassing roles that I played on TV, maybe some commercials. My first commercial ever was with Troy Aikman and a chimpanzee for
Acme Brick, right?
It was for Acme Brick, and this is and then a month later, it was me and Troy Aikman for Wingstop.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So he knows you now, huh?
I don't think he knows me at all. He probably remembers that chimpanzee more than me, I'm sure.
I mean, I think everyone remembers a chimpanzee.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you run a chimpanzee out there, and that's what's going to get remembered.
Yeah, 100%.
Everything else will be forgotten except that.
Or the brick.
Yeah. Well, good luck with all this.
Thanks
man.
so much.
I really appreciate you coming in here and enlightening us on how it is that you do what you do. This is obviously a world that I know nothing about, and it's been very, very informative to talk to somebody on the other side of it.
Well, thank you guys for having me on, and I've always been a big fan, so it's nice to sit in this chair and just chat for a bit with you. It's been good.
That's all we're trying to do here, man. That's all we're trying to do here. All right, that is Josh David Jordan.
Yeah.
One more thing here before we go that we need to tell you about, and that is that you can find all of our episodes here on Your Dark Companion. Cool and everything like that, but there is something we need for you to do. Listen, follow, share us on your social media. That means everything to those of us who swim in the waters of the podcast. And while we're at it, if you're feeling what we're throwing down and you're digging it, how about a nice review? If you're by the channel on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, help others find us by leaving a review. We will be very, very much in your debt for that. Hell, we're very, very much in your debt for just watching this thing, So we appreciate it. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Shoopy. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Josh. Really good to talk to you, and we wish you the best, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
That's your Dark Companion for today. Bye.
All right. I'm going to go take my pants off.
Your Dark Companion is a Stolen Water Media presentation.